Is that from last night?
Yeah,
Oh,
so are these.
got it.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to begin today on page 186. The cantor now has a SoundCloud page up where she shares some of the music that we do on a regular basis, and she's endeavoring to introduce a new melody to us every time. So one of the newer melodies, one that we don't always do on the Saturday morning, is on page 186. It's Modeh Ani Lefanecha. If you're a man, it's Modeh. If you're a woman, it's Modam, because the verb gets conjugated differently. But this is something that traditionally someone would say when they first wake up in the morning, before they even do the daily blessings, they would say this. And this is a melody that's pretty popular at the Jewish camps. Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechezarta b'nishmati b'chemla, rabba emunatecha, rabba emunatecha, modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechazarta b'nishmati b'chemla, rabba emunatecha, rabba emunatecha, rabba emunatecha. So the concept is that upon waking up in the morning, we're supposed to begin with gratitude. What are we grateful for? For restoring our soul. It's almost like our soul is sort of on loan, and it was gone while we were sleeping, and God gave it back to us. So we know we're able to continue with the day. We jump ahead to page 192. Where we have Ma Tovu, the traditional song that begins Saturday morning services. Ma Tovu, oh Hallelujah, Ishlegatecha Yisrael. Ma Tovu, oh Sort of already thank God for our soul, but sort of come back to this concept of first thanking God for our body and then for our soul on the next page. Page 194. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofecho ba'asar umachli la'asot. And page 196, my God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me. You protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praise for you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher b'yado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish. And I forgot we're going to do the melody version. version of it. We'll do it next time, okay, all right, okay. Moving on, we continue with the daily blessings now on page 198. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasech v'bina lahavdin ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamikim tzadek kaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish haruim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten le'aif koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheina me'enai u'tnuma me'achapai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oseh Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'titzvanu la'asot b'divrei Torah. Top of page 205 together. We seekers of God, how do we find you? In good deeds and in the study of Torah. In your search for us, you find us in the bending of the knee, in the rigor of study, in the honesty of commerce, through a good heart, through decency, in respect, true fellowship, companionship, and love, through truth and peace, in the no that is really no, and the yes that is really yes. Baruch atah Adonai, Melamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. And we're going to do Mizmor Shir this time, so page 214. Just 1 second. Mizmor Shir le'yom HaShabbat Tov le'hodot la'Adonai U'lezamer l'shimcha elyon U'lezamer l'shimcha elyon Le'hagid ba'boker tasdecha Adonai, b'fol U'Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Jump to page 218, Psalm 150. Hallelujah.
I was had this down.
Yeah, sure. Whichever version you want is the one that I want. Simpatico.
Okay.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, B'tzil tzilei shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, B'tzil tzilei shama. Kol shema tehallel. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Kol shema tehallel. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Page 223, at the bottom of the page. Baruch atah Adonai, El melech gadol batish bachot, El hahodaot, Adon haniflaot, Habocher b'shirei zimra, Melech el chei, ha'olamim. We rise for the Chatz Kaddish, page 224. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabban, V'yamad yirach yotei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chayei kol yom echol, U'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala, Ba'gala, U'bizman kari, Ve'imeru Amen. Ye'eshmei Rabban Mevorach, Le'olam le'olam amaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach ve'yishtabach, Yitparit Ramam Yitnaseh, Yithadar Yithaleh, Yithalal Shemei Dekudesha, Berichu, Leila Miklo Berchata V'Shirata, Tush Berchata V'Mechemata, Tamiran Be'olam, Be'meru. Baruch et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach le'olam. Amen. Be seated. Continue with the Yotzer, page 228. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarei choshen, Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha b'rachamim, Uvtuvo mekadesh v'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit, Ma'arabu ma'asecha Adonai, Kulam b'chokhma asita, Bal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha, Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shabach Ma'aseh Yadecha, Ve'al Me'orei Or She'asita Yifa'arucha Selah, Or Chadash Al Zion Ta'ir, V'nizkeh Kulanu Me'era La'ovra, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. Page 231, joined together at the top of the page. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, Habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derech u'b'shoftecha u'b'kumecha u'kshartam la'ot al yadecha ve'ayilototafot b'neinecha u'v'tataram al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Page 239, we join together in the responsive reading at the bottom of the page. The eternal truth is that you alone are God, and there is none else. May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore. You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart. The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor, asks God. We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy. Praise to God Most High. Blessed is God who serves him. God bless him. Mi kamoka v'lein Adonai mi kamoka nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osei melech Nora tehilot osei melech Shira v'ashra shirehu yomi l'shira Yachad kulam hodu ve'im lichu ve'amenu Adonai imlo le'olam amen Sur Yisrael Kluma v'Yezrat Yisrael Uvlechu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael Ko aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo Kedosh Yisrael Baruch atah Adonai Ka'ad Yisrael. Please rise for the tefillah. Adonai Sifat Tikra Ufiat Tehillateka Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Melech Ozer, Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Yisrael. Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Atarav Le'Oshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Marid HaKashem, Mechayeh Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayeh Emunato Lishenei Avar, Mikamocha Ba'al Gerurot, Umito Melach, Melech Mimit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Nemanata L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Nikadesh et Shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei maram, Kakatuv hayam niliecha, V'kara ze el ze ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech haaretz, Kevodo, Adir, Adirenu Adonai, Adonenu Ba'adir, Shimcha b'chol haaretz, Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimkomo, Echadu Eloheinu, Hu Avinu, Hu Malkeinu, Hu Moshienu, Vehu Yashmienu, Perachamav Le'enei Kol Chai, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Tzion, Ledor vador, Alleluia. Ledor vador naki kodecha, U'netzach netzakim kedushavcha nakdish, V'shivkacha Avinu, Mipinu lo yamush, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el ha'kadosh. Be seated. Page 250. Yismechu b'malakutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat B'Shalach, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malakutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat B'Shalach, Oneg Shabbat. Mekadashei, Mekadashei Sheti Shabbat, Kulam Yismechu, Yismechu b'malakutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat B'Shalach, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malakutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat B'Shalach, Oneg Shabbat. Ashmini Ratzitavo, Ratzitavo Kedashto Shabbat, Chemda Yismechu B'malachut HaKal Shomrei 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 Shabbat Korei Onei Shabbat. Page 252. We join together at the bottom of the page. Our God, the God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us to share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai, our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies your name, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh ha-Shabbat. On page 255, let's try the Hebrew paragraph at the top of the page. We'll take it slowly. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ba'amcha Yisrael, utefilatam ba'ahava tikavel, utehi l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael anecha. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. Some wonderful Hebrew readers. Page 257, we'll start with Debbie. We'll work our way through the first row, and then we'll come back with Sandy on the second row, and I think we've got enough for the third row also.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For the human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim Anach Nulach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim Anach Nulach. Everyone, we pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha b'cha na'et lehodot.
You're either on the rabbi's team or you're on my team on this Sim Shalom, and that's in honor of the football playoffs tomorrow.
Wait, who goes first?
Do you want to go first?
You can go first. Okay.
We're going to go first. Whoever's on my team. If I'm the only one on my team, go ahead.
Sim, shalom, sim, shalom, sim, shalom, tova u'rata. Sim, shalom, sim, shalom, sim, shalom, tova u'rata. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la
get it right one
Oh,
time.
okay. You know, it's just funny, use this football and teams analogy. It's our prayer for peace and getting along. Yeah, football is a violent sport. It was entertaining nonetheless. All right, page 259, at the top of the page, Joan and Marilyn didn't have a chance to go yet. So Joan's going to read the part up through the word no, and then Marilyn's going to pick up after the word no.
Oh, my God. We ought to pray for what we've never known, for humanity has never known. Unbroken peace, unmixed blessing.
No. Better to pray for pity, for indignation, discontent, the will to see and touch, the power to do good and make new.
Yasher Koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Mivarech et amo Yisrael v'shalom. We jump ahead to page 371. Sure. Any others in this section? This section?
Jim.
Sure.
Ron Darling.
I'm gonna add Terry and Judy and Brenda. Let us rose in week's Torah portion of Shalach is the Torah portion that, as we discussed, includes the Song of the Sea. In our Torah study group, we did all this sort of preamble stuff that gave the narrative part, and this is the sort of poetic version of it. Some say this is among the earliest written passages of what we have in our Hebrew scriptures, just based on the way that it's written and the kind of poetry that's being used. There's a special tradition where there's a call and response, so I'm going to need your help. I have cheat sheets up here with transliteration on the bottom as well, and you can help me with that part. I'll give you the instructions when you come up here, but for now, why don't we sing Also Shad Devarim, and we'll come forward. Also Shad Devarim, Also Shad Devarim, Also Shad Devarim, Ha'olam, Ha'olam, Amen. Also Shad Devarim, Also Shad Devarim, Also Shad Devarim, Ha'olam, Ha'olam, Amen. Al Torah, Bi'al Avodah, Bi'al Geminut Chasadim. Al Torah, Bi'al Avodah, Bi'al Geminut Chasadim. See if I can find some more. Since we get shifted around. Where's our blessing? There we go. There we go. I think they're all, every once in a while I'm gonna fish. I'm sure they can. So here's our Torah blessings. But before we do the Torah blessings, just if you want to look, you can see in our Torah, this is where the Song of the Sea is, and it stands out. You know, so much of our Torah looks like these, it's essentially like paragraphs. But this section has an added symbolism in the way that it's laid out, and every Torah lays it out this way. I think, like in this verse where we've got several words before you come in the end, I think another Torah might end on this word and that word might begin that line. But they all have these spaces laid out here. They usually have it so that at the bottom, the last word of this sentence is Hayam, that means the sea. And this word is also Hayam. And this sentence over here, Uvnei Yisrael halchu b'yivasha b'tocha. And the children of it, the people of Israel, walked on dry ground. So you have literally the words of us walking on dry ground, and we're surrounded by the sea. It's almost like this is the center column, and that's the parting. See, or some people see it as waves, you know, however you see it. But the scribe has to sort of stretch it out. This is the part I was saying, right? This is the part where it says that we're walking on dry ground and we're actually surrounded by the sea on both sides. So that's the way it's generally depicted. Now, do we have any more of the cheat sheets over here? Can I steal this one over here? You guys can like share this one maybe. So the way it works is when I chant normal cantillation marks for the stuff that's not marked in any way. And then I do a call, and then you guys will do the response that's in the dark gray, and then I repeat that, and then I do another call, and then there's a response. It's very confusing, and I'll probably even use the sheet a little bit just because I get so disoriented in this one, my head's just spinning. But just to give an example, for that first one, I'll say, Ashira Ladonai Kika Ogo Ah, and then you'll respond, and it's in transliteration. Sus Verachovo Ramavaya, and then I repeat that. Okay, so that was excellent practice. You guys are ready for this. All right.
We're pros.
We need our blessings though. Baruch Hu Adonai HaBorach, Baruch Adonai HaBorach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai HaBorach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Yoshev B'nei Israel et Hashira Azot Ladonai V'yomeru Lemor. And then I do the call. Hashira Ladonai Ki Ga'o Go'an. And you guys, Susperofo Rama Vayam. And then I repeat that. Susperofo Rama Vayam. And then it's Ozi V'Zimrat Yam. Vayehi li Yeshua, Vayehi li Yeshua, and then it's back to normal cantillation marks. So it's Ze'elai Vanvehu Elohei Avi Arom Menhu, and then it's, are we back into the?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Adonai Ish Milchama. Adonai Shemo, Adonai Shemo, and then it's back to normal stuff, right? Okay, we'll do one more of these because I don't know how much longer I can do it. So Mirkavod Paro Vilchu Yarei Bayam Mivchar Shil Shalishyo, or Shalisham, Chubiyom, Suf. All right, are we up there yet? No, we're not even there yet. I go crazy on this. My mind keeps going back and forth between the different melodies, and I got the other melody. Okay, we're gonna jump to the call and response part, and that's way better. Yimincha Adonai. Nedari b'koach, Yimincha Adonai tirchat boyav, Yimin Adonai tirchat boyav. All right, we did it. We made it. That's as far as we're going today. Yeah, last year I scheduled it right, and I had the cantor and me on the same day. We were able to rehearse it together. It's a little better. So we'll bring the cantor back next year, and maybe we can get through a little more. No, it is. No, it's my mind, because it's the two different, technically three different melodies. There's the normal cantillation, and then there's the call and the response. My head just spins, and I can't keep it all straight. It'd be like going back and forth between toward cantillation and after a cantillation. But if you have someone else that you've worked with, then you like take different parts and you can do it that way. What? Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, so now we can do our closing blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tolenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Sam, you up for this? We didn't have you last week. I did. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yam Moshe. Lai 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 ya lai lai lai. want to grab the plow commentaries, way back to your seat, follow along with that Torah. All right, this is going to be on page 703. This is from the book of Judges. In chapter 4, verse 4. And we shift from Miriam's song to shift into learning about Devorah. Devorah, you know, for those who say that we live in a patriarchal society, we have to remember Devorah. She was the leader in many ways. It was before we had a period of kings, so she wasn't a queen, but for all intents and purposes, she was. She was the leader. Her official title was judge, but it was like chief justice kind of thing. It was the judge of judges. But she was also the general of the army. The army consults with her, and she says basically, no, you're doing it all wrong. This is the way we're going to win the war. And she tells them how to do it. She does that. But we also have in this the story of Yael, who is the one who slays Sisera. So another strong woman. She's sort of, he's the sort of wicked enemy general, and he sort of takes shelter with her, thinking that she's just going to take care of him while she's got a different way of taking care of him. And it gets kind of graphically violent. So which is the part that this is quite a long one. I'm not going to be doing the whole thing, I'll tell you that much. But I will do, I'll do chapter 5, so page 705. I'll do chapter 5 because this is poetry here. You can tell by the way it's laid out in the Hebrew. And I'll go up through verse 9, I guess. So chapter 5, verses 1 through 9. If you'd like to join in with the blessings, you're welcome to do so. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'minim tovim v'ratzah b'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'yei ha'emet v'aseh v'tashar Devorah u'Barak ben Avinoam Yom hahu lemor b'froa parot b'Yisrael v'yitnadev am baruchu Adonai shimu malachim hazinu roznim Anochi Adonai Anochi Ashira Azamer Adonai Elohei Israel Adonai B'tzedecha Miseir B'tzadcha Misdei Edom Eretz Rasha Gam Shamayim Natafu Gam Avim Natfu Mayim Harim Nozlu Mipnei Adonai Sinai Mipnei Adonai Elohei Israel Olchei netivot yelchu arachot akalkalot chadu farazon Yisrael chadelu ad shakamti devorah shakamti em b'Yisrael Yivchar Elohim chadashim az lachem sha'arim magen im yeraem v'aromach Arba'im b'Yisrael libi lechokekei Yisrael v'hamit nadvim ba'am baruchu Adonai. Continue with the closing blessings, page 1786. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzur kol haolamim tzadik b'chol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer v'oseh ha'medaber u'mkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek ne'eman v'ta'or Adonai Eloheinu v'ne'emanim devarecha V'davar echad midvarecha, achor lo yashuv rekam, ki el nachneman v'rachaman ata, baruch ata Adonai Shemo, ha'el neman v'chol devarav. Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu, v'la'aluvat nefesh toshia b'mehera yameinu. Baruch ata Adonai Shemo, Zamer Tzion b'vanecha. Zamcheinu Adonai Eloheinu, b'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha, u'malchut b'David Mashiacha, b'mehera yavo v'yagel libeinu, al kiso lo yeshev zar, v'lo yinchalu od hachirim et kavodo, ki b'shem kodshecha nishbata lo, shelo yichbeni ro le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Shemo Magen David. Al Torah Ya Avodah Ya Li'im Ya Yom HaShabbat Hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu L'kedusha v'le'menucha L'kavod u'tif'aret Halakol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu modim lach U'mevarchim otach, Yibarach Shimcha b'fi kol chai, Tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai Shemo, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. My allergies are catching up with me. Just a couple of announcements. We have coming up two more guest speakers in the very near future. One is Catherine J. Prince, who writes for the Times of Israel, and she's done research on the history of the Jewish people in the state of Connecticut. And it, sort of took us a little while to be accepted in the state, historically speaking. She's done some research on, the history of Jews in Connecticut, so that should be interesting. And then we also have Rabbi Stephen Carroll is going to be coming to visit us to share his reflections on facing fear in the face of death. So that should be interesting as well. We continue on our prayer books on page 586 with the Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabbat l'adon hakol, v'ateinu l'alei oser breshit, שלא עשינו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככהנא. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 588. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת תוזו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום להשב אותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ נהיית תחת עינו. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Be seated. I'll be reading at the top of page 593. When nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision, or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We've set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. Page 598. Observe yard signs for Melvin Sokolov, Rita Koch, Nakama Cooperstock, Sydney Schneider, Sonia Eddingen, Irving Fox, Helen Warrants, Mendel Jackal, Stephen Horton, Carolyn Berman, and Rabbi Norman Koch. We observe a year of mourning for Matilda Spector, Ruth Diamond, Lori Sperling, Victor Fink, Sylvia Klein, Nathan Wexelbaum, Florence Singer, Eugene Leff, Beth Schaffern, Ben Denenberg, and Howard Rothston. Are there any additional names to add? Remember, each one is a blessing. We rise together to recite the Nomis Kaddish. Yikadash Shmei Rabbah, Yamad Divrach Yoteh Yamich Malchuteh, V'chayachon V'yomechon V'chayei Kol Beit Yisrael, V'alah Uzman Kariv V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah V'rach V'olam V'omei Omayah, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yifa'ar V'yifamam V'yitnaseh, Yitadar V'yitalech Yitalal Shmei Kudusha B'richu, La'ela Min Kol Birchata B'shirata, Tushbachata V'nehemata, Damiran B'yama B'yimru Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya, B'chayim Aleinu V'akol Yisrael B'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu Yahweh Israel, Yehru, Amen. And the one who creates harmony on high, bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to everyone in the world. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom, 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 B'Rahmav Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. You be seated. Howard, who's that closing song? Dean Keloheinu in us. Sorry, Marilyn. I think 626.
That's my second.
Second favorite. Okay, all right, we're doing good. 626. Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kamoshienu, mi Keloheinu, mi Kadoneinu, mi Kamalkeinu, mi Kamoshienu, no del Eloheinu, no del Adoneinu, no del Emalkeinu, no del Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yer Adonai panav elecha v'yechoneka, Yisam Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shabbat shalom. Please join us for a kiddush and a motzi.
Yasher God. Feel better.
It gets better, Howard, I promise. It's just that, it takes a couple of days. I'm gonna hit the other side of this.
My lips and my.
Yeah, I thought when I got it, I could not drink enough liquids.
Yeah.
But it was, that was the thing that was most soothing to me, more than anything else.
Anytime Howard's here, whatever he plays is my favorite.
Oh, do you hear that, Howard?
I know.
They don't run like that. Next time,
It's gone and everything.
Yeah, I said I'm like, read it, well,
Do you?
I bet I'm the only one left here that remembers.
Oh, Steve, I remember that.
He was an immigration lawyer, he helped a lot of people